Hey all, hope you all are good. Welcome back. In today's video, we are gonna see about the common terms that are used while using airflow. So let's see uh, various terms one by one. So let's begin. So first comes is airflow connection. So what is airflow connection? So in airflow, connection refers to the information needed to connect to any external system, or you can say databases. This could include various credential, or you can say endpoints, or any other information required to establish an external connection. Next comes the Airflow UI. So what is Airflow UI? In Airflow UI or user interface, you can say is a web-based interface that allows the user to manage, monitor, and visualize the workflows in DAG, that stand for directed acyclic graphs. Now let's see about Airflow variables. So variables can be set as a key value pairs that can be used as a reusable configuration. So these variable can be accessed. Uh, you can say accessed inside our DAGs. Let's see the next variable, that is Apache Airflow. So, yeah, so you can say Apache Airflow is an open source uh, orchestration a tool to build workflows and data pipelines. It allows user uh, to define workflows as directed acyclic graph or DAGs, and provide tools for you can say for scheduling, monitoring, data pipelines. Next come dependency. So a task dependency in Airflow refers to the relationship between the task. So this means it defined how the task will be executed one after the other. It is basically defined by bit shift operators. So which is visualized by something like this, or you can even set using dot set upstream or set downstream. Set upstream or underscore set downstream. Now comes the environment variable. So you can say environment variable is also a key value pair that is used to define an airflow environment configuration, and it is basically stored in airflow.cfg file. So this is the you can say of this variable will be used throughout the airflow. Now comes the executor. So what is executor? So executor is responsible for determining how the task will be executed. Airflow support various executors such as sequential executor that comes with default. Then comes local executor, Kubernetes executor, Celery executor, and others. Each executor have common tasks. For example, sequential executor um, executes the task in sequence. Then comes the local executor, which executes the task in parallel, but it is not recommended for production pipeline. So then comes the Celery executor that is recommended for production pipelines to run the task in parallel. Then comes hook. So you can say hook is basically um, it's a way, okay, to interact with external system of services from your workflow. So hook basically um you can say provide a simple and consistent interface for performing common tasks such as connecting to database, or you can say sending HTTP request or interaction with cloud services. Now moving to the next, we can say common term, that is operator. So you have listened about operator many times, so let's see what it is. So operators in Airflow represents the individual unit of work within a workflow. For example, you can say each operator uh, basically runs the single task. For example, executing a Python function, or running a SQL query, or transferring a files, or triggering external processes. Airflow has a wide range of built-in operators that, or we can even create the custom ones to execute a particular task. Now comes the provider. Provider are basically the packages. So you can see you want to install a library. So for that we require a provider or package to be present inside our requirement.txt file, or you can say the package needs to be present in Airflow environment so that the library work normally. Now comes the scheduler. So scheduler is basically responsible for scheduling your jobs and task instances. It is also responsible for parsing the DAGs folder uh, in order to check if there are any new DAGs or anything is updated in the DAG so that it could be reflected in our Airflow UI. Now comes the sensor. Now comes the sensor. Sensor is basically responsible for you can say checking such that the task has been completed or not. It is basically designed to wait for something to happen. So when the basically the condition are met, they are marked as successful and let the downstream task to execute. If the condition it is doesn't met, it fail. Now comes the task. So you can say tasks are the most basic unit in Airflow, or you can see it is basically represented by operators, which can include sensor or any other components. So task, so combination of task make a DAG, and in order to run they are set uh, with dependencies. So in order to execute one after the other. Now comes the task group. So you can see task group in Airflow allows you to organize all the tasks within the workflow, or you can say um, so it is a group of tasks clubbed together. Now comes the web server. So uh, okay, so web server basically provides an web-based interface to interact with Airflow in order to monitor the job, schedule the job, view the task logs, or you can say it helps in managing the DAGs. It has other uses such as how it allows the user to visualize the status of workflows, monitor task execution, manually trigger the DAG, or pause or unpause the DAG. And it also provides authentication and access control mechanism to secure the access to Airflow UI. Now comes XCOMs. So you can say XCOM is one of the feature that allows the task to pass the information between them. So XCOMs are basically stores in Airflow database where a task pushes the data, and if any other tasks want to use the data, they pull the data from basically database. So it is basically defined a key value and timestamp. Apart from that, it also has the information about the task name, from which task name it has been pushed from. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned.